All right, this is the third video in Unit 6 test review. I'm going to pick up with question number 13, which is asking you to solve. Now, your options are to try to do factoring, which my brain has already figured out how this factors. You can also try and do quadratic formula, but you'd have to completely simplify it down. So let's make sure that my brain is working here. So 3x and x, I think I want a 3 here and a 2 here. Make that negative, make that positive. To double check, 3x times x is 3x squared. That's going to make a negative 9x. That's going to make a positive 2x. Negative 9 plus 2 is negative 7x. And 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. I absolutely have the right factors here. So after getting the right factors, we're going to go ahead and set those factors equal to 0. So let's see, 3x equals negative 2, which makes x equal to negative 2/3. That's one of my answers. And then my other answer is, of course, adding 3 to both sides. I'm going to get x is equal to 3. All right, problem number 13, done. Problem number 14 is an absolute value equation. Here's the deal. This expression could equal 17. So that's exactly what I'm going to set up. 5x minus 8 equals 17. Or this exact same expression, because it's an absolute value, could equal negative 17. So 5x minus 8 equals negative 17. All right, solving, I'm going to add 8 to both sides. So 5x equals 25. Divide by 5, that's going to get me x is equal to 5. That's one answer. Alternatively, I'm going to go ahead and add 8 to both sides. So 5x equals negative 9. Which makes x equal to negative 9/5. So there's my other answer there for number 14. And on to number 15, we've got a quadratic inequality. So I have the piece that's 0. Love that. Let's go ahead and factor this side. So let's see, x, 10, 3, positive, negative. Quick check, 10 times negative 3 is negative 30. 10 minus 3 is positive 7, so I got the right factors there. So that's going to be x equals negative 10, x equals 3. On a number line here, let's go ahead and do negative 10, positive 3. And then I need to test it. So if I test over here with, let's say, negative 11. Okay. So negative 11 squared plus 7 times negative 11 minus 30 is greater than 0. All right, so let's see. Negative 11 squared is going to be 121. 7 times negative 11 is negative 77 minus 30, greater than 0. 121 minus 107. What would that be? 21, 17. Brain fry. Here's what I do know. My brain is just literally just not figuring this out very quickly. Let's see. I think it's 14. Yep, it's 14. All right, took me a little bit longer than I like for that. But 14 is absolutely greater than 0, so that's a true statement. All right, so that means this is good. However, I want to test in the middle now. This is going to be the easier out of all of them. That's going to be, I'm testing 0. All right, so let's see. 0 squared plus 7 times 0 minus 30 greater than 0. 0 plus 0 minus 30. Yeah, that's going to be negative 30 is greater than 0. That is absolutely not true. All right, that is a false statement. So not true. And let's say for giggles, I test 4, keeping it close. So give me a second here. Let me shrink down these other two tests. And so let's see what I've got here. If I test 4, so 4 squared plus 7 times 4 minus 30. And I want this to be greater than 0. So 4 squared is 16. 7 times 4 is 28. Minus 30 greater than 0. Okay, let's see what we got here. If I add, that's 38. I'm adding 16 and 28 in my brain. So 28 plus 10 is 38. 38 plus 6 is going to be 44. 44 minus 30 is going to be 14. If 14 is absolutely greater than 0, that is a true statement. And so that's going to tell me that from 3, my critical value of 3 to infinity, that is also going to be a good answer. So for my final solution to number 15, after all of this stuff, I'm going to put an interval notation. It's going to go from negative infinity to my first critical value of 10. Do not include 10. Pick up with 3 to infinity. And that is the final answer. That's going to be all the values that x can be. All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to do number 16 to finish out this video, which is finding all the bits, parts, and pieces, and then graphing that quadratic equation. All right, axis of symmetry. Let's see what we got here. X is equal to the opposite of b all over 2 times a. So x is equal to 2. That means that my vertex is going to be 2 comma something. Let's find that something there. So let's see, 2 squared, whoops, that's minus 4 times 2 minus 5. So 4 minus 8 minus 5, negative 9. So there's my vertex. Let's find some zeros. So make the function equal to 0. X squared minus 4x minus 5. Let's see if I can factor. X, 5, 1, negative, positive. So that's going to get me x is equal to 5 and negative 1. So 5, 0 and negative 1, 0. Ta-da. Y-intercept, I'm going to go ahead and make x equal to 0. So y is equal to 0 squared minus 4 times 0 minus 5. So 0 minus 0 minus 5. That's going to be 0 comma negative 5. Oops. I don't need 2 sets of parentheses. All right, let's see if this makes sense on a graph. So axis of symmetry is the first thing I'm going to do, which is x is equal to 2. So right here, that's going to be the line where my graph can be folded in half. Let's see, 2, negative 9 was my vertex. Let's see, 0 is at 5. There's 5. And negative 1. And then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 5. Yeah, this is looking okay. So let's just go ahead and play connect the dots. This is, of course, going to be a curve. So curve, 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 curve. All right, I'm not going to worry too much about it being 100% perfect, right? Mine has plenty of wobble to it. It's got some, shake in that's in when I was trying to graph it, and that's okay. But I do need to write a domain and range. Domain here we've been talking about for a little while now. In a quadratic, there's no restrictions, so negative infinity to infinity. And range, though, if I look at my graph, this is a low point. There's no point lower than that. So for my output values, my y values, the lowest y value is negative 9 to positive infinity. And that does include a bracket there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here. I think I've done enough. I will pick back up with question number 17 in the next video. As always, let me know if you have any questions or concerns.